And so these perps want to paint this picture where they want you to think that it has nothing to do with these governmental entities. It has nothing to do with the DOD. It has nothing to do with the CIA. This is somehow a different kind of branch of or type of governmental that is femme fatale, feminist, and they're just doing something else. What they're trying to do with this technology is basically investigating your brain, and figure out what you do. You know what? When the reality is, it is what you've heard before. It is the developing of technology that is mastering and continuously advancing the ability of manipulate a human being. They have made me experience the most disgusting things. And then you have these perps who are contracted individuals making noise campaign and try to make you feel guilty for the things they force you to experience. It's been like that since August 19, 2019. Since that day, I no longer am myself. I've been changed to experience things that they want me to experience, and then try to get you to feel like you should identify to this by making noise campaign and try to intimidate you into accepting these things. And obviously, I'm not gonna subscribe to it, especially now at this point. At this point, I've fully understood what it is, and so, unfortunately for me, it's gonna be horrible things happening to me because these perps are comical. Let me just say how comical these people are. When I mean comical, I'm not saying like I'm gonna be going through horrible things, but I know who's doing this thing to me have done that to the most vulnerable. Like I said, they do that to even children. They torture infants. The things that these people have done and who they've done it to is things that just listening to that alone should just make you understand what this is about. And as much as they try to vilify you, I'm not perfect. I've done things that I'm not proud of. But some of the things they've done is just damn near like third world, like war crimes. Hear how they torture women and babies. It's just disgusting. And for me, what they do sometimes, what they do all the time is to bring up me as a kid and the stupid thing I did to myself, which the truth is, I look at it for what it is, a kid doing something impossible, but they have to exaggerate. And the reason why they do that is because they do actually terrible things to babies, to kids. They abuse them in ways that you can't even comprehend using defense technology. And with this knowledge that you have, the psyop I'm surrounded by, these people around me, somehow now just try to distance themselves from this part. Where it's like, no, we're different. Like, our group of these people doing this thing to you, we're different, even though everything is exactly done the same way. We're different is, look at us, we're doing that for our children. Look, we're women, even though women have said there's a bunch of females involved in this thing. No, it's for our community, even though in this same community, there's target individuals all around the world. Even in this New York, there's plenty. Everywhere. And that, no, but we're different because look at us, we're progressive, we're comical. And by the way, one of the things they've done to me is, like, I used to interact with a lot of target individual. Of course, it's so easy to penetrate target individual community. If I was in a target individual, I could easily go in and say, hey, I'm going to deal with this and this and this and that. Oh, okay, you're a target individual. So when I used to go there, they used to kind of make me believe that some people in this community were perps, which it wouldn't be too hard to do. And like you see, I was like, no, I know. And matter of fact, once you become a target individual, when these horrible things happen to you, if that happens to you, you should start informing yourself and start reading books. And Robin Duncan has been somebody who spent time talking to so many other target individuals. He was able to create a list of things that we go through by interviewing thousands of people. If you talk about the no touch torture book or PDF of what's his name, of Robin Duncan, he's going to go systematically talk about all the different technology and things that we go through, inclusive of this pedophilia type of torment that is disgusting. But on top of that, he he calls out other things. And one other thing he was saying is like, as target individual, they manipulate us in so many ways. When you go into other community of target individual, it's easy to be paranoid because they can say things that make you believe that they're to perps, and sometimes they obviously are perps. So for me right now, they're like, oh, but remember when you went to like this target? I remember my first meeting. They're bringing that up right now. My first online meeting, I was on a call. One of this target individual, who I believe was a target individual, out of nowhere brought this little girl, her niece, who's like a 6, maybe even younger, 6'5", 4-year-old. And she comes in, and they start doing this disgusting stimulation. And she's just like there. She brought it on purpose. And it was just for that. And I start getting stimulation and reactions, which is what they do. This is what they've been doing to others. It's not unique to me. And it's funny when I start talking, because that was the first meeting. I started talking about my targeting. I started going through everything. She got embarrassed. She turned off the camera because it's obvious I'm a target individual. What I've said is exactly on point with everybody else's testimonial. That's why they're not unique. They have a handbook of doing things. And this pedophilia type of torture, you hear even women with children themselves forced to get stimulations and aiming this stimulation toward children. There is nothing more systematic than what they do in this program. It's like it's surreal, like one woman have said. The testimonials are surreal because they validate you in ways that you don't. It's like scary. They do these things in such systematic ways that today I'm listening. I like to listen to this testimony of this woman from North Florida. Her testimonial was in 2007. 2007. And the things she says, how they made her have this like weird sensation starting off with her dog. Then they start doing these things and start aiming that toward young people and children. And I'm like, she says that in 2007. Do you understand? So the validations are surreal. Now, how comical these people can be. And now, listen to how they're gonna, the things that the way they want you to think. First of all, they tell me day in and day out they're gonna frame me. They're gonna frame me in many ways that they say multiple ways they tell me. But a lot of it is gonna be, you guessed it, pedophilia's way. That's a theme that is ongoing in these entities, in this program. They tell me how they're gonna either implant child porn on my computer, or, and let me just remind you, this has ties. This program is definitely ran by DOD and CIA entities. DOD and CIA entities. They said they're going to implant child porn. They say that they're going to have this frame where they're going to say that I did something to a child here, a neighbor. One of the neighbors here will, I guess, sacrifice his own child or her own child to these entities. So this kid is going to say something. They're going to set something up in this way. And I mean sacrifice because as a parent, when you do that, you're no longer a parent. And this is disgusting, but it's very pedophilia-centric. And to them, it's like validation. And they tell me, yeah, once we're going to frame you, we're going to go to our courts. Well, yes, the Department of Defense, this intelligence community, are running this world. Nobody, no courts, no system will dare to go against those entities. So you know that everything, the hospitals, every type of, as you heard, is a woman called Sharon. She says everybody's involved. You see the police, the ambulances, the hospitals, all of these entities are involved because this program is such a massive program is global, and everybody around you are involved in that, because this is run by governmental entities to the DOD. But these dumbasses, sorry, this is what these people, these perps, want me to be like, oh, you see, that's proof because this is going to be our court. No, this is exactly, you're right. Just like you belong to them, the courts belong to them too. The hospital belongs to them. Everything belongs to them, just like you. You're just the perp working for these entities. Just like there'll be perp at the courts. There'll be perp at the hospitals. But they, in my mind, they want me to think that somehow, and it's so comical. That's the best way. It's just like comical that they somehow have the ability to dumb themselves down. It's not going to work. I'm not going to subscribe to that. You understand that? I know the government runs this program. You work for them. You belong to them. You're part of this program that torture babies. You're that. And in their mind, they're like, no, once you're going to frame me, if they're going to frame me, once they're framing me, and you're going to be put in jail, our hero are going to torture you. Are going to those heroes are people that they probably wouldn't want to be around, but they're not a hero because they're going to do this to you, and you are this danger that they. It's like, please, you guys are the threats. You are the danger. I'm so glad that these people have they have stooped to a level where they call these people heroes. These people just caused one of the largest mass shooting in the United States. They torture. They are the most disgusting. I'm in New York. Let me just say this. I'm in New York City. The danger, the crime, the life that's happening here is New York City. I am by far one of the least threatening, dangerous individual in the city. They have created a fantasy in their mind that, there's gonna be these people are like these avengers and protective when they're working for a program now that only torture like even women but babies, and just caused one of the largest mass shooting. And I'm here in New York where horrible things are happening every day, and they're deluded to think that's me. Like they're gonna celebrate my death as if like they just like avenged the life of the life I've destroyed, and when these people are the ones who should be celebrated once things happen to them, because involving a program that torture women and children, and the horrible things. They have raped women using this technology. They have destroyed their life. They have, death. Women have killed themselves. But this is the kind of retardation they have created. And it's like, we're going to cheer when you die. It's like, oh my gosh, you're so pathetic. Yes, please do. What would you literally, like, they make the story up in the sense of, they create this psyop of reality. The alter reality is so bad that they've not only created this fantasy and are sticking to the fraudulency of reality, where, because they're the one who compromised themselves, they sold the soul to entities that torture children and women. Have you heard what they do to women? If you hear the horrible things they do, it's like those war crime testimonials that you hear. This is the things they do. They torture children in ways, sexually torturing not infant, 3-year-old boys, 4 and 5-year-old infants, 3-week-olds getting sickened. What they do to babies is just so disturbing. They involve in that. But to hear them have created this fantasy, this bubble of reality, where it's so distorted, where in their mind they're like, oh no, our hero is going to torture you. It's like, trash ass. First of all, you're the one who's torturing me. The government. Governmental entities are torturing me. People who need to be tortured are people involved in a program where they have destroyed torture, tormented lives of the most vulnerable, including women and children. They're so delusional. And you know what they say? And this because they're so disturbed in a way. They've been so compromised. They know that they're gonna get theirs. They know what they're part of is disgusting. Some people have called it diabolic. They are involved in things that are so disgusting that they use human subjects of all sorts, including babies, and do these horrible things using defense technology. That they have created a way to kind of, it's like somebody who just need to cope with reality and have created a reality that is so falsified. They are in a program that does these terrible things using defense technology onto even babies. They tell me how they're gonna frame me in these disgusting ways, in these pedophilia ways. They tell me they're gonna plant child porn on my computer, and they tell me how they're gonna have these kids say that I did something to them. On top of that, the technology that they use, they've been known to utilizing pedophilia type of torture. They force men and women to dream, think in disgusting ways, and aim those disgusting reactions toward children. Do you understand how nasty these people are? And so to cope with the reality that they at this point, they're pedophiles. They've come up with this fantasy of, you see, if everybody's involved in this and everybody's going to cheer, that means that you're truly are a pedophile. You're truly a danger to children. When the reality, these people are so fucking disgusting and disturbing. And the pedophiles are them. Let me tell you something. In 2022, I was listening to Joe Rogan. I've been listening to Joe Rogan for a while. Because I like the fact that he's different in the sense he is mainstream, but he has people who aren't mainstream coming on the website. In 2020, I was talking about how we should try to make somebody like Robert Dawkins come to Joe Rogan. And, it didn't happen. But as I was always listening to it because I discovered MK Ultra later on, but he was talking about MK Ultra a lot, right? He's talking about how this intelligence community, the CIA, was finding ways to manipulate people and try to control people since the 50s, and horrible things have happened. They've done terrible things. And so I was like, you know what? He's going to be somebody who can bring some kind of light to it. And one day, he brought up some issues that were going on in the CIA. They talk about, there's this BuzzFeed article that talks about the pattern of pedophilia that's ongoing in these agencies. And before that, I was saying that these people have sold their soul to pedophiles. We know the government entities are running this program. These people are trying to make it seem like it's anything but that. They are so pedophilia-centric in the way they torment you. They make you have sexual stimulations that are disgusting. Go into my last video, or maybe my second last, you're going to hear about There's Something. That's the name of my video. Because what they do is, when they make you feel this experience, they're like, no, there's something there. We're bringing that up. Yes, in my video, I say clearly, there is something. This something is this trash in your brain manipulating you to experience these nasty reactions. It's as clear as that. Go listen to that video. You're going to hear women, men, people saying that they get this nasty reaction toward children. Matter of fact, when I learned about target individual, I started seeing petitions. One of the symptoms was remote pedophilia. Unfortunately, I should have saved that, but I didn't. And they were saying remote pedophilia was one of the symptoms. So you understand, this pedophilia is a tool they use a lot. But then this when listening to Joe Rogan and finding out that the CIA had a lot of issue with pedophilia, it was crazy. I started going through this BuzzFeed article, but BuzzFeed article did not end by the CIA. They talk about just the intelligence community as a whole, even the whole Pentagon. has had issues with pedophilia. Those are the entities running this program. This the entities why people can make noise campaign, like why everything's orchestrated, why this trash are moving around me and doing these things. They're the one running this show. They're the one in charge of this. They're the one giving those incentives to this low life. This technology is not coming from these losers. And to find out from that point that there is all along, yes, they do these things in the program of doing this pedophilia type of torture. They are forcing you to experience these things. It's part of this way of breaking you down. But not only that is used in a program, right? When I'm in a program, this program that we target individuals deal with, we're human subject. They're developing this technology, and one way to break us down and to break our self-image, they do this pedophilia type of torture. So when you see a little baby, a little girl, for me specifically, and they give you that sensation stimulation, is to try to break you down and make you feel like you're somebody else, or see yourself in a different way. Right? It's part of like the self-image breakdown. But it's the manipulation they make you have. I understood that part. It's a way to depattern you, so they can repattern you in different ways. It's part of this tactics of controlling and manipulating you. But to find out that the people running this program, the people are orchestrating this, who have architected these tactics, who have created this technology, who are doing that, they're the one with the money that are running the show. With their, they're in the reason why those campaigns, and you hear people like honking at the same time. You sometimes like, this is not a single individual doing that with their money. There's not one person who's able to do this kind of things. Wherever I go in the world, this will happen to me. It's not because some rich guy here. There's not a single rich guy who can do, even multiple rich guys who can even get close to that. It's obviously these governmental entities that have this sophisticated technology and resources that can do that. To find out that there is actually a problem with pedophilia in those entities was just an eye-opener, because I always said that. I was like, you guys are like sold to pedophiles, because whoever can come up with these things, they have problem with pedophilia. It's very pedophilia-centric. Like people who do that, they have problem with pedophilia. Like there's something with pedophilia in them for them to come up with these things. To find that, yes, I was very much right. Those entities have big problem with pedophilia, big time. And me discovering that by listening to Joe Rogan and this guy talking about it quickly made me start looking into it. And once I read the BuzzFeed article, I learned about Operation Flickr, which was disgusting. It's all like real. Like this BuzzFeed is not like a conspiracy news media outlet. It's BuzzFeed. When I find out, it was just, that was it. At this point, I was like, I knew I was right. These people are projecting reality. Not only they do this manipulation to break you down, but these people are truly dangerous to children. These parents sacrifice their children to pedophiles. But lately, I found something even more. But already, at that point, I was already to that point. I already knew these things. I already knew that there was a issue with pedophilia. Like I was already there. Like once you know that information, because even in the BuzzFeed article, one guy called Daniel Payne, this man, he was the director of the DSS. DSS is the Defense Service Security, and basically he oversees like cyber security in the Department of Defense. When he was examining the computers of the employees there, he was shocked by the amount of child porn he was seeing there. Shocked. That's in the BuzzFeed article. The amount of child porn he saw, it was just overwhelming. He couldn't believe it. Now, for me, that's all I needed. Matter of fact, I would go around when for example, I would go to the airports. When I would go to the airports, and I'm listening to these things, I'm listening to like the BuzzFeed article, and somebody talking about how this person was shocked by how much child porn he would see. You know, you hear perps because, like I said, everywhere you go, there's perps. This is a governmental program, right? There's people contracted to do this everywhere you go. And I hear these women say, oh, there's so many, so many, so many. Making fun of the fact that in this article there's calling so many. But, you know, it sounds like they're kind of exaggerating, maybe, right? Maybe there's not that many, maybe there's a few, but it made it seem like there's so many. But I was like, no, if this guy who works in this, say there's so many, and he works like this, it's a lot. It's a lot. This for it to come out, and it's probably way, way, way more than what we're seeing. Like I said before, this is like, you know, like an iceberg. Like that's like just the tip, like just like the little like tip. It's probably so much more than what we know. That's what I was saying before. Now, the last few days, I found out how crazy and disgusting it was. It is a big freaking issue. Pedophilia is such an issue. It is such an issue. Listen, Child Protective Services ranked the DoD network as a top-tier network, meaning internet network, where employees are sharing child porn peer-to-peer at the highest rate in comparison to like all the network in the United States. There is so much child porn being trafficked in that network that they are ranked 19th out of 2,900. 19th out of 2,900. You understand, like the percentile? They're like the top of the top of the not the 100th out of 3,000 or the 2,900. Not like 500 out of 29. Even that would be like very top tier. 19th out of 2,900. If you do the math right and you look at the percentile, they are like really on the top of the top. Now, this ranking was done in 2018. It's not too long ago. And then finding out that they were trying to pass a bill that unfortunately didn't pass. I actually thought it passed. That was supposed to kind of slow down, and I thought it would pass because it's just like even the bill passed, it doesn't change anything. But I thought that they could pass a bill. I thought the bill would be passed. But then it's called S1413. Go check it out. Check U.S. Bill S1413. That was a bill to try to help the DoD because they're being overwhelmed with this issue of child porn. Like overwhelmed. There's so much child porn that they think that they can. But obviously, the DoD has the funding for it. If they wanted to take care of that, they would. They don't care. And this bill never passed. Now, this information just came out. Well, I just found out about it last week or so, or the week before. I know that they sometimes guide me to see things. So that was guided to me in this way because they want to control you, right? It's part of they want to control what I'm going to do. In this case, I'll let myself be in control this way. Control me to see these things again, please. Control me to see the reality of things. I have no problem. Even if it means it's controlling me to my death, I'd rather go that way. Because they want me to make videos, right? And I'm like, okay. No, that's okay, yes. I know it doesn't mean it's going to make my life harder, but it's okay. They want me to like speak more. I was like, yes, if those are my last words, yes. Control me like this. Because once I discovered the issue of pedophilia, it's just like so much. Now, if they want to add more details and they want to control me to know more details about it, so I can make videos about it, I will definitely do that. I know that means that they're gonna, as you can hear, my voice is just slowly fading away. Okay. Control me to see who you work for, how pedophilia centric you guys are. Please do that. Please. What other nastiness should I find out about you guys? If it means marching to my death even faster, I'll march to my death by bringing that up. Please. You know, these things I know they kind of guide me to do things. But I'm like, if that brings up the reality of things, it's okay. Guide me to that. Because they want to control me into like doing things a certain way. They want to orchestrate what I'm doing. And they know this kind of information will make me speak a lot. Speaking to them is good because no, they hate when I speak, but they know that it's gonna, my vocal cords are struggling. So probably I should like save my voice. But I'm not gonna save my voice when I know this kind of things. This is, if those are my last words, this is what I'm gonna say. Let me lose my voice talking about this issue coming from people who do these nasty things to us. Bring more. How many kids have they tortured and raped? Bring someone. Where can I find this information? I'll make sure to bring that up. Nasty bottom feeders. And they're like, no, we want you to find out about this because you see how they try to twist things around. I find out about the issue of pedophilia because I watched Joe Rogan. Now the details, I didn't get them till like a few weeks ago. And they're like, no, they're like, we gathered you to see that so we can change what's happening. What? You're working for those entities. You are part of these entities. You're doing this to me because you know I'm going to talk about this. And you know that you can orchestrate me to make more videos. And you know my voice is fading away. You want me to dedicate my time making videos about it? Yes, I know what you're doing this for. What do you mean? Those are your fucking bosses. Those are the people running your fucking show. You're delusional trash. You can't do nothing about them. Matter of fact, you couldn't even pass a bill. Those are the people, the real fucking people in charge. Not some bottom feeders out here screaming, opening the house on Christmas Day. You trash us. The reason why you're pointing out this specific detail is because you know I'm going to make videos about it. And I'm going to dedicate my time making videos. And you're right. I will. Because I know these people is who you work for. This is what you guys, this is your gods. While you guys are manipulating us to get this nasty manipulation, or there's something in your brain we mapped it to your kid. The reality is like there's a bunch of pedos in this agency that have been doing things for years, nasty things. And they're being ranked top pedophiles by children protective services. While you are here manipulating people in these disgusting, nasty ways. Reconditioning them, manipulating them, changing them in something they're not. If that's how I'm going to lose my voice, let me lose my voice like this all the time. While you guys talk about how you're going to implant child porn, which, you understand how nasty it is? The entities they work for have issues with pedophilia, with child porn specifically, being ranked top tier in regard of sharing child porn within the network of the DoD. They work for these DoD's entities. They tell me they're going to implant child porn on my computer. Matter of fact, there's a bill which they directed me to see that, called S1413, that is trying to stop that issue. They tell me they are mapping me to be a 14, 13-year-old. They're saying they're making my brain being a 13, 14-year-old. The reason why they're pointing this thing to me is because they know I'm going to make a video. They like to like drain you. I'm okay being drained this way. I'm very okay with that. Please show me other ways I can be drained this way. What are the details? What's the latest DoD employee or CIA employee who've done something to a child? I'll waste more time doing that, please. Nasty bottom feeders. And then they try to be like, no, we're trying because the world is watching you. And so the world, shut the fuck up. The world knows about this. It's on freaking Google, it's on CNN. The world has accepted, this network is a vast network, right? I understand that. They have accepted to sell the soul to pedophiles. They have accepted to sell the soul to pedophiles to be able to do these things to us. And then for us, target individuals, who the world is watching us being manipulated day in and day out to look at kids in these disgusting ways. which have the world have this network have accepted to be dumbed down, to be like, no, what we're doing to them is like we're mapping his brain. While they're working for entities where pedophilia is such an issue. Talk about mapping. They're sharing child porn. They're sharing child porn at a high volume, using governmental devices on governmental Wi-Fi, internet networking. And you listen to these retards who know that my brain is so frightened. They're like, no, what we're doing, we're just making you be a child. Or we mapped it, you used to think like that. Matter of fact, we're so fierce, we're going to frame you. We're going to say one of this neighbor who sold his child, who sacrificed his child to these pedophiles. Who's going to say that you did something to our children. And in their mind, they're like, no, the way they want me to think is like, no, they knew what we're doing, we just investigated. It's like, investigate. You guys are the pedophiles. And you do the pedophilia type of torture. Keep guiding me to show me more details. What other rankings have you guys made? Target individual. This is comical. This is the things they do. This is the stupidness they want me to subscribe to. Keep guiding me to show me how nasty and pedophilia-centric you guys are. Even though it means that guiding me to closer to my death, I'm okay. I'll run to that. As long as I can run, bringing the reality for you in low life. Death comes to all of us. I rather get raped and tortured and cut in pieces than working for pedophiles. These people work for pedophiles and they do terrible things to children. And they manipulate people in these disgusting pedophilia ways. Can you imagine you're here countering this? I'm just thankful. Matter of fact, let me show you how bottom feeders they are. Just to wrap up this video, let me guide them to something they can say. Say Roy Moore. They will never say that clearly. They will say it in a way that is so hard to hear. This is the man who was allegedly picking up kids. Let me repeat that because in my head they try to say it in another way, but it's hard to hear. Roy Moore. I'm giving a second. Can't say it. You see? This is reality. To all my target individuals, they will do everything possible to paint a false reality and find ways to try to make you feel doubtful. I'm thankful that I got to see these things before I died. I'm thankful to have heard the testimonials that validates that they do the pedophilia type of torture. I'm thankful that I know what they've done to women and men and children, torturing them in ways that's so disgusting, sexually torturing babies, 3-year-olds. 3-week-olds sexually, not sexual torture, but torture to get them sick. 4-year-old, 5-year-old with Down syndrome tortured sexually. 7-year-old sexually tortured. Those are the people who talk about their heroes. Then finding out how this whole tactic of pedophilia type of torture and why is it utilized in these ways to break the target individual, the departing target individual. But finding the bigger, another issue that is not maybe directly to them, but indirectly connected to them, because those are the people who are contracting these losers, these bottom feeders. Knowing that these entities, in so many levels, have had issue with pedophilia, from the intelligence community to the DOD. Whatever is going to happen to me, I'm so thankful that I get to see this. These people can never be seen by me. They know I can lose I won't be aggressive, but just like there's just so much, I don't even know where to start. Should I talk about this bill that you're guiding me to see? To deplete me? So I can make videos? So I can talk more? S1413, deplete me like this again. Drain me like that. Please let me find some more. I'll make 3 hours and hours of videos. Should we talk about S1413, or should we talk about the 19th out of 2900? The ranking the child protective services have provided you, low life, you bottom feeder life, your God's network ranking in regard to child porn. Or should we go to what I discovered before you guided me to this? About CIA agent doing things to 2-year-old and 6-year-old. So my target individuals, stay strong.